Hey guys, it's Dr. Dave with Stronghold Health, and today I've got something really cool I want to share with you. This is actually one of many different types of at-home functional tests that we can perform. This one specifically is an allergics test, which gives you the ability to do a blood spot test with your thumb. So you do a prick on your thumb, and then you put it on absorptive paper in 4 little dots just like that, put it into the envelope that comes in the case. All of the test kits that we have for functional medicine come with a prepaid FedEx overnight shipping bag. And then you take the kit, you put it in the bag, you seal it up, you have FedEx pick it up at your doorstep, or just drop it off over at a FedEx location and it gets overnighted to the lab. Each of the tests will have a requisition form, which is a form that me, the practitioner, would fill out. And then on the back end of it, you would fill out all of your information. This does work with pretty much all forms of insurance, minus Blue Cross Blue Shield federal and state employee programs. Otherwise, we can do a whole myriad of testing for you right from your home. And this can include stuff from IgG antibody testing for allergies, so foods that you're allergic to, environmental things that you could be allergic to, spices and herbs, which is pretty cool. So that's a very popular option when we're doing assessment for children, because sometimes kids can't tell you what they're allergic to. Then for a lot of my female patients, we've been doing increasingly recently hormone testing. And hormone testing is something that I actually did want to talk a little bit too, because hormone testing is one of those things where you'll go, like for my wife, for instance, when she was pregnant with her son Axton, she had testing done where she was getting lethargic and tired and fatigued, which it comes with pregnancy, but she did have blood work done. And all they said was your progesterone levels are low. And of course, me as a doctor from a functional approach, I'm sitting there asking questions like, well, if progesterone's low, what's up with her estrogen? What do her thyroid levels look like? What are all the other hormones doing? And not just what are all the other hormones doing, what is her body doing with each of those hormones? Is it breaking each of those hormones down effectively and using them for all the different metabolic processes in the body? Or are we just looking at like one piece of a puzzle where there's many pieces that should be fitting together? So in her case, the progesterone was low. The doctors recommended you take progesterone. It was that clear cut and dry, but the reality is it wasn't. She struggled and continued struggling with hormone related imbalance and issues without us really having the why behind the what. We didn't understand exactly what it was. Until recently, we just had her do the hormone testing that the lab company we work with provides. And so the difference here is we didn't just test each of the hormone levels for her. We tested the hormones, but then we also looked at, the lab company did a breakdown of all of the metabolites for each hormone, the enzymes that your body uses to shuttle the hormones to different parts of the body for use, and then her ability for her body to break each of the hormones down into what are called metabolites and get rid of them from a toxic perspective. And so it turned out for her, she actually had, we did include genes with this, which is another thing that the lab company offers. So we tested genetic component. We found out that for her estrogen, her body makes it, so she had high levels of estrogen, but it wasn't just that the estrogen was high, it was that her body would make the estrogen, but then didn't have the ability to effectively break it down into its component parts. So because of that, that was making her progesterone levels go low because of a genetic imbalance that's taking place with that. Long story short, you boil it all down, it wasn't ever a hormone problem for her, it was a genetic issue where she had an upregulation for an enzyme that breaks down progesterone, and then she had a genetic downregulation for an enzyme that should be breaking down estrogen. So we started our own supplements that are going to address both of those enzyme levels, and that's going to be the road for her to get back to this thing that we all end up looking for, which is health, right? So at the end of the day, very, very eye-opening experience for myself and my wife. And I wanted to let you know, especially for women that are watching right now, we're gonna have the ability, we already have the ability. All you gotta do is hop on a virtual health consult with me. We can figure out if we'd end up being a good fit to work together to see if we can help you with potential hormone imbalance. We can do a NutriVal, we can do a 1-ion profile. There's a lot of different tests that we can offer that you can complete all right at home, which is fantastic, and a lot of them go through insurance. So the testing out of pocket can range anywhere from $75 out of pocket to all the way up to $550, $600. It just depends on what you need, but the difference here is I didn't have to pay for what would have been 5 different doctor's visits, just the office visits, to go and try and get all of this testing done. We were able to source it, boom, all in one test, send it out to the lab, cost a fraction of the price, and we've got the answer that we've been looking for. And the best part about it is she doesn't have to take a medication. We can actually supplement the deficiencies. So that's something that I would love to help you out with. If you're a female, especially a female patient, you more than likely have hormone imbalance of some form or fashion taking place. And the reality is it's probably not your hormones. It's probably something else. You just have to test for it. But if you don't test, you don't know, because if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So anyway, we are offering that. If you're interested in a free virtual health consult, schedule it right now. My time and availability is limited. So hop on it, click the link below, go to the landing page, pick a time that works for you. Step 2, we'll do a quick Zoom call, 15 minutes. We'll go through some health history together, ask you some questions to see if we'll be a good fit to work together. If not, hey, no harm, no foul. Hopefully you learned something watching this video. If so, I look forward to connecting to you guys or with you guys soon. So I hope this has been helpful. I look forward to talking to you guys soon for another update next week.